Good morning, happy Friday focus. It is to you, it's the 10th of December. God, we're nearly at Christmas. This is really scary. So first of all, I am not away all next week because we're not going to Portugal because it's too complicated, and I was feeling a bit worried about going, actually, to be quite honest with you. So we're actually going away for a few days at the end of next week. So this one and next one will be recorded, I'm afraid. And then I'm taking 2 weeks off for Christmas. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about the 5 most important numbers to track when growing your business. And these are so important. A lot of people will tell you, oh, you've got to track this one, that one, the other one. No, you haven't. There are 5. Well, actually, there are 7 really important numbers, but we'll go through the top 5. The other ones you don't need to worry about too much, to be quite honest with you. So when when you're growing your business and you are a busy entrepreneur or business owner, whatever you like to call yourself, and you just don't have the time to track things, that's when things can go a little bit wrong. However, there is as I say, there's a 5 core set numbers that you need to know how to read and understand so that you can gauge how well your business is faring or not. Having a very clear handle on your finances enables you to make really good business decisions. So let's have a look at these 5 numbers. The first one is the obvious one. It's your profit and loss. It's your profit and loss statement will tell you whether you are making or losing money. Now, if you're using cloud accounting systems such as Xero, Free Agent, QBO, any of those ones, you will be able to have a look in the reports and have a look at your profit and loss. Your profit and loss is worked out by your revenue, i.e. the money that you are bringing in, minus your cost of sales. So that's how much things cost to make the sales, so purchases, subcontractors, things like that, minus all of the rest of your expenses, so your administrative expenses, all of your fixed costs, etc. What comes out of the bottom is what they call the bottom line, is your net profit. Your net profit, if you're a sole trader, is what you are taxed on. Your net profit, if you are a limited company, is what you are also taxed on, because that's what the corporation tax has worked out on that particular figure. And when you're a limited company, it's usually called your operating profit, not your net profit. Don't ask me why, but it is. I haven't got the slightest idea why. So when you're looking at your P&L, you need to look at it at least once a month. Obviously, if you're using a cloud accounting system, you need to make sure that all of your reconciliations are up to date, because otherwise you're going to be looking at completely and utterly false figures, which is useless. So you need to make sure that your reconciliations are up to date, and then you need to look at your profit and loss. Now, I try to get my clients to do this on a weekly basis, not even a monthly basis, a weekly basis, especially if things are a little bit tight, because they need to know exactly what's going on. So on a Friday morning, I try to get everybody to go through all of their finances, make sure that their accounts are up to date, their reconciliations are up to date, make sure that their debtors, i.e. anybody who owes them money, is up to date, make sure their creditors are up to date, who they owe money to, how long are they going to be waiting before they have to pay to them, make sure that everything else is correct and up to date on their P&L. So when you look at your P&L, you will be able to then make informed decisions about the direction that your business is heading in. You can identify trends as well. This is really helpful, especially, again, if you're using a cloud accounting system. You can look at different types of reports on your P&L. You can look at different things, seasonal trends, stuff like that. Are you spending more or less than you did last month? What can you do to actually rectify this? This way that you can, if you can do this, you can take action before your business suffers too much, as opposed to in the old days when we used to look at spreadsheets. Or, I mean, I know some people still do look at spreadsheets, but by the time the information is on the spreadsheet, it's too late. By the time you're looking at it, it's too late, because you're almost definitely going to be looking at it at the end of the month, end of the year, whatever. It's happened. It's already gone. If you're looking at it on a cloud accounting system, you can really keep a very, very close eye on what's going on, and therefore you can make really, really informed business decisions. Your accounts receivable This is the money that you are owed by your clients. This is directly linked to your cash flow. If there's a lot of money that's owed to you, your business finances could really, really suffer. It's important to stay on top of your invoices and send reminders so that your customers all pay on time. Again, I know I harp on about this, but cloud accounting system will provide you invaluable insight into your accounts receivable and send automatic follow-ups if that's what you want it to do. So it's a really good idea to take advantage of these if you possibly can. If you're frequently getting paid late, then it might be time to review your payment terms or introduce late fees. So your payment terms are how often when are you paid? So you send out an invoice. Are you paid after 30 days, 14 days, 7 days on receipt of invoice? Do you have a payment plan like Go Cardless set up? Can you get all of your clients set up? Yes, of course you pay a percentage to Go Cardless, but the fact that you don't have to worry about once the invoice is done, it's sorted. If they're already on a mandate, then the money will be taken by direct debit. It's quick and it's easy, and it's a really good way of keeping an eye on your credit control. Your cash flow. God, I do go on about cash flow a lot, don't I? Sorry. Your business's cash flow is affected by so many different factors, and it can feel really complex at first. And some people try to avoid it because it looks complex. Once you've got it set up and working for you, it's not complex. And actually, something like Xero will do a simple cash flow for you, which is really quite useful. So rather than looking at it on a monthly basis, try and look at it on a weekly basis or even a daily basis if you possibly can. Again, using Xero, you can do this. If you can, the more often that you can look at it, the deeper understanding you will have of your situation, and therefore you'll be able to take action again before things get out of hand. You should periodically check that your bank account is actually being reconciled properly. I harp on and on and on about cloud accounting systems, but they make mistakes. When they're feeding your information in from your bank, they do make mistakes. Sometimes they duplicate items. Sometimes they miss out items, which is not exactly helpful either. So you do actually need to match up your bank statement with your Xero, QBO, free agent, whatever you're using, more often than you might think, because these things do happen, and the sooner that you can get them sorted, the better, as opposed to going back at the end of the year and saying, oh my God, that was in June last year. What the heck happened? Oh, I don't know. Oh, we've got to go all the way back there. How far have we got to go back, etc., etc. So if you can do that on a monthly basis, just look at it, look at your bank statement on the last day of each month, look at your Xero on the last day of the month as well. If they're the same figures, perfect. If they're not, something is missing. But if you're only going to go back 1 month, then that's not probably, hopefully, going to be too many enormous amounts of transactions to go through to make sure that you can see where it's gone wrong. If you can't work out how to rectify where it's gone wrong, contact us and we will sort it for you. But if you can see where it's gone wrong and you can rectify it, don't just delete the transaction unless you know that it's a duplicate. If it's a duplicate, then that's fine. You can delete it through the bank statement. Anyhow, going back to cash flows, it's really important to remember that cash is king. If you don't have it, your business can't function, it can't survive. It's entirely possible to be consistently making a profit, but yet run out of cash. If your money is tied up in accounts receivable, i.e. money that's owed to you, or assets that you can't liquidate. So the next one is profit per client. It's worthwhile to take a look at your profitability per client or customer. This will help you identify which customers are the most profitable for your business. You can then focus more of your efforts on these particular clients and bring in new ones who fit into this mold as well. Now, if you are an e-commerce business, this is not going to work for you by any manner of means. But if you have clients who you have a contract with or whatever, and you work on a monthly basis, so say you are a virtual assistant and you have a lot of clients signed up to you, have you worked out what the profit is for that particular client? Because if you haven't, you need to look at it. So the best way to do this is by creating an average gross margin per client and then examining it over time. You can also group your clients into categories like VIPs, mid-level customers, new prospects, things like that, to gain a really clear picture of who is most profitable for you. Work out the formula that you need to do and maybe set up a spreadsheet so that you can have every single client on there and work out what their profit is per client. If that changes in time and drops, you know it's time to increase your prices. Item sales. So when you break down your sales by item, this can allow for an even greater level of detail. It will help you figure out which products are the most profitable and what's driving those products. As with many aspects of business, it pays to be proactive when analysing these numbers. Identifying trends early on enables you to maximise your profits by focusing on your most lucrative products or services and limiting those which are weighing you down. So in summary, whether you are a business owner or an employee, actually, it's important to understand how the numbers in your accounts actually can help you to do better. If you take time each week or month to analyse profit and loss statements, accounts receivable, i.e. your debtors, and your cash flow reports, then it will be easy for you to make informed decisions about what's working best for your company and identify the trends that need attention before they become too large of a problem. It always pays to be prepared. What do they say? Preparing to fail. No. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail, or words to that effect. Anyhow, so look at the 5 most important numbers. Have a look at them again. Remember what they are. They're your profit and loss. They're your accounts receivable. They're your cash flow, your profit per client, and your item sales. Have a look at those and just see where you are on a weekly basis, if you possibly can. As I say, I set aside a few hours. Sorry, the dog's doing something stupid. I set aside a few hours every Friday morning to go through these things. So that I know exactly where I am. And also, I find on doing it on a Friday means that I can then go off from work on a Friday afternoon and I can actually go home for that weekend and I can be reasonably relaxed that everything is okay. I'm on top of everything. It's all right. So anyhow, that is all I'm going to harp on about now. If there's anything else that you need to talk to me about, please do. I'm setting up my 3-month intensive fast track to business mentoring at the moment, which is going to be really exciting from January. There's also going to be a Profit First course. So those who aren't using Profit First but want to, but maybe don't want to work with me full time at the moment, then you can do a self-study Profit First course, which is going to be absolutely unbelievable, obviously. Anyhow, I will see you next week. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.